Kia ora, good evening. A top policeman's under pressure for how he handled the David Bain murder investigation.
At the retrial, he's been criticised for not testing, then destroying samples the defence say could have cleared its client. Vicky Wilkinson-Baker is our reporter at the High Court in Christchurch, and she joins us now. Good evening, Vicky.
Good evening. Well, from a defence point of view, criticising the original investigation was always going to be a big part of this case. Now, this detective was second in charge, and they wasted no time today. They were out to discredit his work and the work of his colleagues. The man in the hot seat.
I was second in charge of the investigation.
And very quickly in the firing line, with the defence saying tiny amounts of blood on Robin Bain's hands should have been tested.
If any of those slides or traces of blood on Robin's hands had been able to be tested now under new DNA, if they had shown that they had come from Stephen, for instance, or Laniette, that would probably have exonerated David before you started any charges, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
But after repeated questioning, the defence get what they want.
It could have equally have got there by someone else putting it there. It could have equally have got there by Robin being involved.
The former detective also under siege for ordering samples to be destroyed at the end of 1995, after Bain had lost his first appeal.
No doubt, I went through and had a look at the exhibits that were held at that point, evaluated whether they should be kept, and made a call that they should be destroyed. And I accept that. The
attack then turned to the scene investigation, with Jim Doyle hitting back at criticism over the number of people who entered Bain's Dunedin house, saying some were emergency personnel, checking bodies and treating David Bain.
I would have been aghast if they hadn't been inside that house.
And there was a tense encounter over why gunshot residue tests were never done on Robin Bain's hands.
You're more likely to have gunshot residue on you than if you're kneeling down praying and you're shot in the head by someone else. Come on, Mr. Doyle.
That is a matter for the scientists, not myself, Mr. Reid.
Aren't you a detective?
I'm not trained in firearm discharge residue, Mr. Reid.
But he conceded the bits of carpet with bloodied footprints should have been kept for retesting.
I thought it had been done.
The defence arguing mistakes made during that original inquiry are now making it difficult to clear David Bain.
So, Vicky, is that it? Is that the end of the questioning for Jim Doyle?
Well, no, there'll be a lot more questions for him tomorrow. Now, one other issue that they raised late this afternoon, the defence did, was they say that the investigation team made another mistake, and that is Jim Doyle and the police team, in not following up leads early on indicating that Robin Bain had been having an incestuous relationship with his daughter Laniette. And the defence would argue that Laniette was about to tell her family about this. That means the father would have been exposed, and that was the motive, possibly, for the father to go and kill his family. So there'll be a lot more questions on all of this tomorrow. Jim Doyle will be back in the witness box.
Vicky, thank you. Vicky Wilkinson-Baker reporting live from Christchurch.